without further ado, join me in welcoming our next chef, Miss Jameeale Arzeno. My apologies.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I'm Chef Jameeale. This is my assistant today, my sous chef. This is Lauren. Lauren is going to help me make a low glycemic holiday side dish. I came up with this dish because I have family members who suffer from diabetes. It's a hereditary disease. I am from the Bronx, and I started a business called ChicPeas because I was very interested in the fact that kids between 8 and 12 in the Bronx were suffering from the highest cases in the country of obesity and diabetes. So I wanted to come up with some dishes that they were familiar with from their community and from their culture that they could make that are healthier. So we're going to do basically what is known as like candy sweet potatoes, but we're calling them spiced sweet potatoes just for this. And Lauren doesn't live with me, so I'm practicing a little bit of social distancing with her because I want to keep her safe and keep myself safe. But she is going to be my like student volunteer today. So we're using today rosemary, sweet potatoes, which is a root vegetable, which is very healthy. You want to tell a little bit about sweet potatoes?
The sweet potatoes have vitamin A in them.
You can speak up. Don't be shy.
Sweet potatoes have vitamin A in them.
I'm going to get them ready.
They're also root vegetables. They protect you from things like cancer, aging, heart disease, and it is a great source of fiber.
Awesome. Thank you. So we already boiled our sweet potatoes. Our pot was on the stove. We start with cold water. We fill the pot. We put the sweet potatoes in the pot first, right? We fill it to cover it with cold water, and then we put them on the stove just at a medium to high temp. And that way we boil them till they're soft and tender. And we kept checking them with a fork, right, Lauren?
Poking them with a fork.
Right. So, and when you poked it with the fork, how did you know it was done?
When it was really soft
and tender, right? So ingredients today that we're using, we are using agave. We are using agave in place of white sugar or brown sugar. For what reasons?
For people that have diabetes, right. It doesn't bring up their blood sugar.
Yep, it's low glycemic. It comes from the agave plant in Mexico, and it's like a sap. We're also using today grape seed oil. Grape seed oil is a fantastic oil. It actually comes from the grape, the seed in the grape, and it is a high heat oil. So you can fry in this oil. You can cook anything at a high temperature. And since we're cooking our sweet potatoes on a 400-degree temperature, I wanted to use this oil because that's going to replace our butter. That's going to put the moisture into the product that we want. So we're going to make a little glaze, if you will, like a marinade. So you want to start measuring out the 1 cup of the agave. Yep. So we're measuring to 1 cup that's here. You can face it towards you. And you have to squat down so you look at it so you can be at level, right? Awesome. You're doing a great job, Lauren. We're also going to use allspice, rosemary, and if you want to, we're going to use lemon for sure. But if you wanted to add a little bit of vanilla, you're welcome to add that to your dish. Anything that makes you feel like it's like a traditional candied yam dish, you can add that, but we're leaving out the bad things. So no white sugar, no brown sugar, no butter. Butter is not bad for you, but what we're trying to do is make this vegan for people who have special dietary restrictions. They can have this product too. So we're going to get that in the bowl. I want to put that up there. I'm going to lower this so we can pour it right into the bowl. Awesome. I'm going to put in 1/8 of a spoon of allspice. I need that. So keep it right here for me. We didn't have measuring spoons, but I know what 1/8 of a spoon looks like. You use measuring spoons, please. You can drop that in there, Lauren. Okay. And we are also going to I'm going to chop up some rosemary that Lauren peeled off of the stems for me. What about rosemary, Lauren? What can you share with everybody about rosemary?
It's been her that sailed through ancient times.
They can't hear you.
I know.
So rosemary's an herb.
And it's been hailed since ancient times as a reliever of muscle pain. It also boosts immunity and
Where's the chef knife? Okay.
circulatory system, and also promotes hair growth.
Okay. Yep. Promotes hair growth. It helps your circulatory system and your immune system. You want to put that right into the bowl, and Lauren's going to whisk that. I'm going to cut up a little more rosemary, but she's going to whisk together that. And before she does that, what I'm going to do is we're going to use the juice of a whole lemon. And we also did not have a juicer, which is fine. So you work with what you have. We have a fork, we have our hands. I'm going to just put this, I'm going to pop out a few of the seeds. And as she's mixing that, I'm going to juice this into it. Pull back just a little bit. Thank you so much, Lauren. You're amazing. You can do a lot of fun things with your kids at home and make it a project where it's not just about eating healthy, but it's also about educating yourself. So that's why we got all the information about our ingredients, our mise en place, right, Lauren? What's the mise en place?
All of your ingredients and all of your utensils that you're going to use in your
Cooking equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. You're going to pull out those other seeds I lost? You leave them right on the corner. Perfect. Okay, so educate yourself every time you make something. And if you can't find things in your neighborhood like grape seed oil, because they usually are in specialty stores like Whole Foods, and maybe that's a store that's not in your neighborhood because it's expensive, this is a really good oil for your body. You can also be an advocate for yourself and for your community, and you can start asking the vendors in your community to please start bringing in products that are healthier, such as grapeseed oil. If you can find 10 families that you can convince to use it, then the store vendor more than likely will order it because he'll have customers for that product and he can keep it on his shelves or her shelves. So also, you know, use these things to learn from. Cooking is an avenue for you to learn about other cultures, for you to grow yourself, for you to do things like math and science. Cooking is a science, especially baking. Baking is an exact science that Chef Aisha was sharing with you guys earlier. I'm just chopping up a little bit of rosemary, and as you see, I've curled my fingers so I don't cut them. And I'm keeping my grip on my knife so I don't hurt anybody or slip. Right? Is that good? You mix everything. So I'm not going to use this one in there because Lauren has already had plenty. I just wanted you guys to see how we cut it up. That one I'll put in here. Perfect. And that's our glaze. We're going to add to that glaze 2 tablespoons of what, Lauren?
2 tablespoons of the
Grapeseed oil.
Grapeseed oil.
You want to measure that out?
Yes. 2.
So we're just going to use a large tablespoon. So like a soup spoon, because we didn't have those tablespoons here. Yep. Pour that one in. And then do one more. You're doing great. Thank you. Can you mix this one together for me? Awesome. Then you're going to take and slice and arrange your sweet potatoes that have already been boiled in their jackets. For this recipe, you can, like I said, add a little bit of cinnamon if you prefer, but we use allspice, but add the spices that you like. I love allspice, and that's why I use it. It's also a healthy spice for you. You can add cinnamon. Cinnamon is also a spice that brings down the blood sugar levels. So keeping everything nice and healthy and being conscious of sugar levels. I'm going to put this in here, Lauren, so we can save that and just put it on the side. Let's put that over there. Okay, and then I'm going to show about how we get ready one of these sweet potatoes. So they're cooled off, right? Yeah. And after they're cooled off, we can just peel the skin off like this. I'm taking that little end off and this little end off here, and I'm just going to go pull the skin, and it's just going to peel off gently. It's actually so soft right now. I can lift the skin just a little bit with the knife and peel the rest off with my hands. This is probably still too hot for you to hold, Lauren. My hands have been doing this for a long time, so I don't really feel the heat anymore.
Okay.
Okay, because you see the smoke coming up, right?
Mhm.
So don't do this at home, kids. Wait till you can run it under cold water and wait till it's completely cold, or have an adult assist you. And for the adults that don't have hands that can take this heat either, also run it under cold water till it's completely cold. And then you cut it up. All right.
Mhm.
So we're going to slice this up into rounds.
Mhm.
You're going to get that dish. Yep.
Can you keep the skin on?
You can keep the skin on if you wanted to. It's just going to not look as pretty. But if that's what you like to do, you do whatever you want to do. It's your dish.
Can I try
Where-
cutting up one of the cold ones?
Yeah. If it's cool enough, I'll let you cut it up. If it's still too hot, you put that right there. Yeah. I don't want you to burn your fingers, okay? This one seems a little cooler, so I'll let you cut this one up. Let me just get the skin off for you. And then you can cut it up. Yeah, but the skin is also, these are high in fiber. This root vegetable is really good for you. This one's super hot, but I'm going to sit it on the board.
Mhm.
And then you can slice it up, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, here you go. Take that. Hold it. Always use the tips of your fingers, Lauren. Keep your product still and steady. Put this finger down on it. Both these two. Yep. Thicker.
Like that?
Yep. You're doing great. Keep your fingers protected. There you go. Good. Now let's put that in. We're layering these. So we're just layering it around, and then you're gonna pour
The garnish.
that on there. That's the glaze, right? So it's just layers and layers around like that. And after you finish layering it, so I'm going to speed this process up because we have to be conscious of our time, right? Then what are you going to do, Lauren? We're going to put this mixture. Go right ahead. You can pour it right over. You want to do it with the Pyrex? You can pour that into here, and then that way it's easier for you to pour. Perfect. And then we're going to show you our finished product, which we've garnished with another amazing fruit that adds a little more sweetness and is also an antioxidant, pomegranate. So we got some pomegranate. Where are pomegranates from?
They are
From Persia.
yes.
And Persia's
In
where?
Asia.
There you go. So it's, everything is a learning experience. And it's fun and good to eat too, right?
A little all of it.
Yeah, you can put all of it because we'll put the rest of the sweet potatoes after. Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. And I'm going to show you guys the finished product. You're going to put this in the oven. You're going to bake it at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. It's going to get crisp, nice and tender. And then afterwards, you're going to pop out just some of these pomegranate seeds, right? And just sprinkle them right over your dish, but we'll show you the finished dish. These are our holiday sweet potatoes. So that's our sweet potatoes with rosemary, a little bit of pomegranate sprinkled on it. I did the pomegranate, again, to keep it low glycemic, but if you don't have that issue going on in your family, it's great with dried cranberries sprinkled on it. And you can also do it with like a tablespoon of orange juice or pineapple juice just to add another layer of flavor, and that's delicious too. You want to sprinkle those on? There you go. So thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you like our dish. We certainly appreciate you allowing us to come in and share with you how to have an amazing thing that you already know and are familiar with, just in a healthier version. Want to say goodbye?
Bye.